friends, Pammy Pam here.
Hello.
Nami and I are here with two of my new besties, Nico and Enzo. Say hi, fellas.
Hello.
So, who's the oldest?
I am.
I am. Nico?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. So, tell us the usual, what grade you're in or what grade you're going into.
I'm going into 10th.
Ooh.
I'm going into 8th.
Oh, okay. Wow. Hard grades, huh? Yeah. Okay, so Nico, if you want to go first, tell us how you got started. Oh, tell us what you do. You obviously play an instrument.
Right. We play 4-string banjo, jazz banjo. Um,
Jazz banjo, what's that?
1920s jazz. Instead of the normal bluegrass country, we're playing 1920s jazz. Ain't she sweet? 5'2".
Oh, I love the idea of that. Now, do you both play the same kind of banjo?
We do. We
Yeah.
do. In fact, they're identical. They're twins.
Okay. And how did you get started?
Our dad plays. He had joined the Pittsburgh Banjo Club 11 years ago, and we were singing for a while, and at some point we decided we wanted to play. And so he taught us for a little bit, and then we got one of the other guys in the band to teach us, who is still our teacher.
Is it hard to learn from your dad?
What?
Is it hard to learn from your dad?
No, not really. Not really.
He's a good teacher?
Yeah, yeah.
That's good. My mother tried to teach me how to play the piano when I was number, and I was all like, yeah, whatever. So then I finally had to go to a piano teacher, and I thought, all those years I could have been playing if I just listened to her. So I've heard that sometimes parents make awful teachers, but that's nice that it works for y'all. So you sing too? Do you accompany yourself?
No. When our voices changed, we stopped singing.
Oh.
We were young, and so we could get away with not being on key, but...
Yeah, there's that voice change thing. Okay, so maybe Enzo could say 4 or 5 words?
What do you want to know?
You're going to really make me work for this, aren't you? All right, so how old were you then when you got started? Since you're the younger.
7.
You were 7, okay. And did you get in it because you liked music, or you just did it because he was doing it?
Actually, we started on piano. I don't know if he said that.
Mm-mm.
We always said we didn't want to learn banjo whenever somebody would ask us, but then one day we said we did. So.
And that's how it started, huh?
At the same time, just for the same reason.
Yeah. Well, that's pretty neat. So I guess your house is pretty noisy.
It can be at times.
Yes, it can.
Yes.
And your mom doesn't have any talent?
Well, she doesn't really want to learn at this point, so.
Well, that's no fun. Y'all could be like the Partridge Family, right? She could stand up there and lick a tambourine or something? No? All right, so I'm wondering in a few minutes maybe if you'd want to play something for me.
Okay.
That's
But
fine.
before that, I have to talk about books. Okay? I don't know if Kelly told you, but I love books. I'm always reading books. I'm always talking about kids' books. And I wanted to hear from a couple of kids what you're reading or what you like.
Start.
Yeah. I like the Terry Pratchett Discworld series, which is okay. Men at Arms is probably my favorite. And more of a kid's book is the Edge Chronicles by Chris Rydell, Paul Stewart. I don't know if you've heard of them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Actually, both of these books are signed. One of them I bought by accident in a used bookstore, and when I was looking through it, I found it was signed, and the other one I got signed.
Oh, that's pretty neat. I only just got turned on to Terry Pratchett this summer. I work at a bookstore, and Brandon Sanderson came to the bookstore one day, and I didn't know who he was. I was just like, oh, yeah, he's a writer, whatever. Long story short, I guess he collaborates with Terry Pratchett sometimes, and so I grabbed a book just because I needed something to read. Oh, and I like to listen to audio. So I grabbed the audio book of Raising Steam, I think it was. And I fell in love with it. And then everyone told me, oh, that's like book 28 in the Discworld series. I was like, it is? You mean there's more? And I loved the characterizations. I loved just how funny it was. And I'm definitely a fan. So I think I only want to listen to it in audio, though, because the reader is really, really good. So, but when I get a chance, I'm going to do some other ones because I was really, really pleased with stories. Funny, which I like, but also I like fantasy. So I'm taking it. You like fantasy too?
Right, yes, I do. I do.
Yes. Excellent. Okay, Enzo, what about you?
This one, which is sort of a fantasy book. I don't know if you've heard of it. It's called Utterly Pleasant, written by Derek Landy.
I can't even see it. Can you put it a little closer to the camera?
You see it? I can't.
Oh, no, I haven't heard of that, but that looks interesting. What's it about?
Well, it's fantasy, but it's sort of
Dog.
it's fantasy, but it's placed on Earth.
Mm-hmm.
It's sort of almost the Harry Potter theme where it has it underneath. You know, they don't know about it, but it's not. It's not. You would think it'd be a ripoff of Harry Potter, but it's not. It's
Okay, that sounds interesting.
So I had a talking skeleton detective who makes jokes and hits things for the most part.
Oh,
Fire.
that
Fire.
does sound interesting. Yeah. Do you want to see what I just finished?
Sure. Yeah.
I just finished, I don't know if you can see that. It's called Guardian.
Yes.
It's by Alex London. It's the sequel to the first book, which was called Proxy. Have you heard of that?
Yeah. No, I haven't.
Proxy, it's science fiction fantasy, but this is young adult. Proxy is it's this world like way in the future where everything is electronic. People can get electronic arms. They can get their skin colorized. It's really kind of interesting. But they have rich people. Whenever they do something bad, they have a proxy who takes their punishment. So, you know, when you're a little kid and you steal an extra cookie and your mommy goes bad, okay? Well, in this world, the proxy gets punished. As your crime gets worse, the proxy's punishment gets worse. So the main character, Knox, he kills somebody. So, of course, his proxy's punishment was really, really bad. The problem is he didn't really kill somebody. It was all this, like, intricate thing to really, really punish the son. And anyway, it's really, really exciting and fast-paced, and I love it. So I had the opportunity to meet the author, Alex London, when I was in New York in May, and of course, I have no self-restraint when it comes to authors because they're like rock stars. And I stood in line for an hour, and I was like, oh, my God, Alex, it's me, Pam. Like he knows me, right? He's like, yeah, hi. And so he signed a book for me. And it says, to Pam, best wishes. Isn't that neat? So, yeah, signed books are really the best. Whether they personalize it to you or not, it just takes it to a whole nother level of specialness, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So the last thing I want to talk about is what books are you looking forward to that are coming out that I might keep an eye out for and maybe send you, because you know I get a lot of freebies as a book reviewer and a bookseller, and if there's something you like, I'd be happy to get it for you.
Well, thank you. Well, there's another Terry Pratchett one coming out, actually, at some point in the future.
Discworld?
Yes, it's Discworld. Well, yes, it's Discworld. It's part of his young adult, because the Discworld are adult. It's set in Discworld, but it's his Tiffany Aching. Have you heard about the We Free Men?
Is it the actual Discworld story, or is it kind of like a behind-the-scenes thing?
It's the new one's called The Shepherd's Crown.
It's an actual Discworld.
It's an actual Discworld story, but it's not really set amongst all the other books. It's separate, less adult themes in it, I think. A little blue man hitting things again about and a witch, Tiffany yanking. The Discworld witches are really interesting, but
There was only one witch in the Raising Steam, and she had a really teeny-weeny part. So it'll be interesting. Okay, I'll keep an eye out for that for you. I doubt if I can get it signed, but if I can get an advanced copy, then I'll certainly get that for you. What about you, mister?
Actually, I think it's this month. This month, the Skullduggery is coming out with their 9th book.
Skullduggery?
Yeah, that's the series that.
Who's the author again?
This one. This is the first one. Skullduggery Pleasant series.
You don't know the author? I'm going to get a pen. Of course I don't have a pen. I'm all computer. Anyway, I'll look into it. I haven't heard of it, but if it's coming out this month, I should be able to.
Thank you.
It's my pleasure. So, do you feel like playing a little bit for me?
Sure.
I'm not going to accompany you, so don't beg me. What are you going to play?
Let's do Ancient Sweet. We're going to do Ancient Sweet.
Okay. Awesome. You fellas are very, very, very talented. So, I understand that you have play practice today or something?
We were supposed to, but not anymore now.
You quit? Just had enough of it, so I'm done.
Yeah.
No.
Um,
What play is it?
it's some of our friend is putting on a play in her backyard, and it's the script. I was part of the group that wrote the script.
Mhm.
He's the director, and so today was supposed to be the first meeting.
Oh,
But
that's fun. So you act, sing, and perform?
yeah,
Do you dance?
no, no.
So, what's next for you all? And then this will be the last question. Like, where do you think you want to go from here? Do you want to study in college? Do you want to go professional? Do you want to quit? You know.
What do you mean? Just for music or for anything?
Anything you want. Anything you want to tell me about.
Yeah, I don't know. My plan is to hopefully become an author someday. I'd like to do music, but on the side, not do a full living.
What kind of book would you write?
Historical fiction. And
Mm.
I've got a book out on Amazon, self-published, historical fiction. It's okay.
Send me the link so that I can read it and review it.
Okay.
All right. All right. What about you, Enzo? What are your plans for the future? You want to keep that up, or you want to become a rock star?
I don't think, like he said on the side, I like art a lot. I do that. So,
Mm-hmm.
something
What kind of art? Like painting or sculpture? Or...
like I paint, I draw. I don't do much sculpting.
Mm-hmm. Just anything creative or artistic that you want to do, right? Yeah. So, I forgot to ask you the most obvious question. How many hours a day do you practice?
That depends. We can go up to about 2 hours, sometimes half an hour, sometimes none, depending on if we don't have any time to practice at all.
But you have to practice every day, right?
We try to. We try to.
Yeah. If you don't practice after 3 or 4 days, do you see a difference?
Not at this point because we're playing so much anyway that we're pretty close together at this point in the winter. Yes.
Okay. Well, that answer kind of bugged out. So if you could just repeat it again really quickly.
Not in the summer because we're playing so much anyway that we're almost always together. But in the winter, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that can definitely happen.
Good deal. Well, I really, really appreciate you taking time out of your schedule. This has been really fun. I hope you found some kind of fun out of it.
Good fun.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And I'm going to look out for your book on Amazon. I'm going to try and find the new Terry Pratchett book for you and the Skullduggery for you, Enzo.
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. And if there's ever anything else that you think you might want, tell your mom to tell me on the Facebook, because I will certainly look for it.
Thank you.
This has been really great. Thank you so much for spending time with me.
Well, thank you for having us.
Stay right there for 1 second. Hey friends, Pam again. Wasn't that a great interview? Thanks so much for listening. Have a great day.